Hi guys, I am making this scavenger hunt help video. I'm remaking it to do a couple of the problems so that it'll be a little quieter for the people that are retesting and for anybody that needs help at home. Make sure you enter your first and last name and your math block, and make sure you have scratch paper. All right, let's go to the first question. It says answer the question below. You're going to enter the numbers, no units. Even though volume is to the third power, we're not going to enter the units, just the numbers. All right, the first one, we have a cube. Cubes' volumes are easy. You do volume is side to the third power, which means 7 times 7 times 7. And when you do that, you will have your answer. You will enter it in the line below, just the number, no units. All right, card 2. It says write your answer as a mixed number and put a space between the number and the fraction, no units. So we've got a triangular prism here. So that means our volume is equal to the base, the area of the base, times the height. First, I'm going to find my height. Here it is. Remember, it's the line that connects the two triangles. So my height is equal to 16 1/4 feet. Okay? All right. So I need to get the area of this triangle. So I'm going to take the 11 times this side. I don't have that side. I look across. See the lines? That means all those sides are equal. So if that one's 7.5, then this one is 7.5. So I cheated a little bit and used decimals for this part. So my area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2. So I did 11 times 7.5. Sorry. I got 82.5. I divided that by 2, and I got 41.25, which is 41 1/4. And that's your big B. Now we have to multiply those two fractions times each other. So we need to make them improper. Remember, you keep the same bottom number. You do the bottom times the whole number plus the top. 4 times 41 is 164, plus 1 more is 165. Times. Keep the 4 on the bottom. 4 times 16 is 64, plus 1 more is 65. I'm going to multiply these straight across the top, straight across the bottom. And now, make sure you have that written down because I'm going to need to clear my screen here. Okay, I'm going to clear it. So pause if you need to. I have 10,725 divided by 16. So I'm going to put 10,725 and 16 in the box. Now, if you want to do it in the calculator to get an idea of what your answer is going to be, it's this, but we need a fraction. So this way, at least you know that you use a 6, a 7, and a 0. 16 goes into 107 6 times. 16 times 6 is 96. We subtract. We get 11. We bring down our 2. 16 goes into 112 7 times. 16 times 7 is 112, leaving us none. We bring down our 5. 16 goes into 5 0 times. So now we're left with 5 over 16. And that's your answer. So when you type it in, you do 670 space 5 backslash 16. Feet to the third power, but we don't put our units. All right, I'm clearing the screen, so pause if you need to. Part 3. Find the volume of a box that has a height of 6.4, a width of 2.2, and a length of 5.3. So volume of a regular box is just length times width times height. 6.4 times 2.2 times 5.3. Because when we do these two, we get the big B, and there's, our height. Okay, so you just multiply those three together. You're going to get a long decimal. They don't want you to round. They want you to put that whole decimal in as the answer. So 6.4 times 2.2 times 5.3. All right. Card 4. All right. It's a regular box. So I'm going to do the base first. 3/4 times 4/1. Okay. Gives me 3 times 4, which is 12. And 4 times 1, which is 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So that's my big B. And I need to multiply it times that. 3 times 1 and 1/4. So we need to make that an improper fraction. That's going to be 3/1 times, we keep the same bottom number. 4 times 1 is 4, times 1 more is 5. 15/4. Now we need that to be a mixed number. So we put 15 in the box, 4 outside, 4 goes into 15 3 times. 4 times 3 is 12. We subtract, it leaves us 3/4. There's your answer. 3 space 3 backslash 4. That's your volume. 3 3/4 feet to the third power, but remember, no units. And you can pause. I'm trying to go quick. This one, we have a hexagonal prism, and they already gave us the B. So the volume of this is just volume equals the area of the base times the height. And they gave us both numbers. So 23.6 times 7 is all you have to do, and enter the answer below in decimal form with no units. Pause as you need to. All right, this one. The triangle base of a triangular prism has a height of 5 and a base of 5.5. So there are the numbers you need to do an area of a triangle, which is base times height divided by 2. Okay, so down here it says the height of the box is 12. That is your H. So remember, we need the area of the base times that height, which is 12. So we have 5 times 5.5 divided by 2. So we do that. 5.5 gives us 27.5 divided by 2, 13.75. All right, so then you're just left with 13.75 times 12. And that's it, okay? You'll get your answer. 7. We did this on the test. So just quickly, here's your height, 41. You need the big B. That's going to be 20 times 21 divided by 2. 420 divided by 2 gives you 210 times 41. Okay, make sure you work that out. Clear. All right. Find the side length of a cube if the volume is 64 to the third power. So remember, the volume of a cube is sides to the third power, which means side times side times side. So we need the same number multiplied times itself 3 times. That gives us 64. It's called the cube root. So you just need to try some numbers like 2, 3, 4, and 5 and put them in there. Multiply it times itself 3 times, like 2 times 2 times 2, 3 times 3 times 3, 4 times 4 times 4, 5 times 5 times 5. You're going to get the answer. All right? This one. Remember, here's our formula. Oops. volume equals the big B times H. Look, they gave us the volume, they gave us the B, they want to know what the H is. So we fill them in. 275 equals 25 times H. So now we have a one-step equation. So we do the opposite of multiply, which is divide. And we'll have the height, okay? That's how you find it. Put it in your formula. Do your one-step equation. All right, this one, it's a regular prism, okay? So if we want to do it the regular way, we could do 5.2 times 10.3 to get the big B, and then multiply that times 6.4. So, I mean, you can do them all at once. 10.3 times 5.2, that gives you your big B, times 6.4. And you will have your answer. Make sure to put all the decimals in and no units. All right, 11. Ooh, another triangular prism. So we need the area of a triangle, base times height divided by 2. Remember, we look for our 90. And volume equals the area of the base times the height. So I got to find the height, the side that connects the two triangles together. There's my H, 7. So I come over to my 90 degrees. 4 times 5 divided by 2. And you'll get your big B. Then you multiply it times the height. And you have your answer. All right, this one, they gave you everything you need. Remember, volume is equal to the area of the base times the height. There we go, that times the height. And you'll have your answer for that pentagonal prism. Oops. All right, another triangular prism. Again, it's not sitting on its base. We need the area of a triangle, which is base times height divided by 2. That's going to give us our big B. And we need the height because our formula is this. Height is the line that connects the two bases. So our height is 13. We find our 90. 10 times 8 divided by 2. 80 divided by 2. That gives you your big B. You multiply that times 13. And you got your answer. All right. This one, they gave us the volume. Okay. Volume equals big B times H. But they didn't give us the base. They left us to get it first. So the first thing we have to do is multiply these two numbers times 12.6. When we do that, that gives us the big B, or the base. Okay, so that's going to be the very first thing we do is 9.5 times 12.6, and we get 119.7. Then we fill in our formula. There's your V. There's your V. So 371.07 equals, that's our big B, 119.7 times H. So now you've got a one-step equation, and you do the opposite. The opposite of multiply is to divide both sides by that number in front of the H, and you'll have your H, okay? You'll have your height of that box. All right, I'm going to clear, so pause if you need to. Last card. Again, it's a rectangular box, so we could get the big B because we know it's this. But since there are three of the same numbers, we don't have to do any halves. There's no triangles. There's no weird sides. We can just do it all at once. We can do 12.6 times 3.4. That's going to give us our big B times the height of 1.1. And when we do that, we have got our volume of the rectangular prism. And you just completed this. The last one asks you to put your name at the bottom. Congratulations. Hope you did well.